Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the Colorado Rockies. Our previous episode, we went through another off-season, but we're really focused over the past few episodes to turning the roster over, to getting young players to take over from some of our illustrious forebears, like the now retired Ezequiel Tovar is gone, Charlie Condon has found a new team, other people like that. We've got some really high caliber rookies that just need some seasoning in AAA, which I'm pretty excited about. As far as players that are new this season, Jim Sellers is probably the most notable. We drafted him quite a while ago, but he's been ratcheted up to the majors because we let Colin Ritchie leave. And with Colin Ritchie gone, I needed a third baseman. And so we have somebody who has literally never played above a ball who's in the majors. But then again, he had a fucking incredible year. 52 home runs is pretty good, so maybe he'll be great. I don't know. Jason Ripley is sort of new. We added him last season, but now he's back for more utility infielding, which we greatly appreciate. Travis Cooper is now our everyday center fielder. We've definitely had our ups and downs with him, but this is going to be his... This is his chance. This is a chance to show that he can be the kind of player that we need him to be, which is a top quality center fielder stabilizing this team. Replacing Ida as our DH is Alex Rodarte. Maybe at this point I'm just letting myself constantly get fooled by him, but I still have every confidence that he's going to become a world beater. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't know. The man of mitts is going to get his first full season, which we're greatly appreciative of. But a lot of these are old friends at this point. We also had Naofumi Tanaka, who I immediately regretted a little bit, but at least they're not very expensive. They used to be much, much better defensively. Now they're just pretty good. But this is because we said goodbye to Dan Halper, didn't have a ready replacement. So I was hoping Tanaka would be a little bit more well-rounded. He still might be pretty good, so I'm not gonna get too upset about it. But that's what we've done for that. Pitching-wise, Bob Long is new. You may remember Bob Long from his very brief appearances the last couple seasons. Now he's the starter every day. Little spooky. I don't like his low control, but he's got really good pitches. He's got a ton of velocity, especially from a lefty. And he's got some nice ability to grow even further. So we always need to keep turning over the pitchers as well. Bullpen is basically the same, except Bobby Rivera has finally made his major league appearance. We've had this guy for a long time, and he's just never had health in order to show what he can actually do in the major leagues. But now he's going to get that opportunity. Notable rookies we have waiting for a job. Jose Arguello is almost ready. If he can pitch well in AAA, I think there's every possibility he gets like a late call-up from us, which would be very useful indeed. Sheelan Kai is pretty great. John Keisler is pretty good. We have Mark Hutnick, although I want his control to get better. I kind of obsess about control a lot. And the reason that I do is because it is probably the single most important skill for a pitcher. If the pitcher doesn't know where the ball is going to go, that means that... I guess it means yes, hitters don't know either, but it also means that you're going to make big mistakes. And walks are bad. Like, I think I mentioned this in the Friday episode. I just finished reading the book again, the book on baseball, which is excellent if you like math more than I do. But one of the key things that's important to remember is habitualism tells you, right, you should intentionally walk a dangerous opponent. That's almost never the right solution. I'm not saying it's never the right solution, but it's almost never the right solution. Mike Mullett is borderline ready. I want him to get a little bit more experience, but he's arguably as good as Daniel Olson with more upside, but he can cook a little bit more. Guys, I don't know too about Kurt Norton. What he basically is he's an okay pitcher that's also an okay first baseman. Maybe this will be the year that he shows he's worthy of our attention, but for right now, not so much. I have very high opinion of Jeff Carr. I think Jeff Carr is a very good all-around outfielder. Maybe not a center fielder, but we're not tied to either. We're not tied to Todd May right now. If the right outfielder came along, I think we definitely would acquire him. Carlos Martinez has done a pretty great job, especially last season. So um, I want to see him continue up with that. That's why we want to possibly give him more money. We've got a load of extra money. We're maxed out on player development and scout. We're not maxed out on player development. No, yes, we are. Okay, great. Um, so I really want Danny Gonzalez to take over as our everyday catcher. The problem is he hasn't done very well yet. So we're gonna let him cook one more season. It was initially a foregone conclusion was going to opt out of Bryant Milam's contract, but he's still providing quality offense and defense. And so keeping him around a little bit longer until we're sure that Danny Gonzalez is ready to cook is completely reasonable. Yasukawa's probably the next bigger contract, although I have concerns about him. I know this is normal, that's not true. He is getting injured more than I'd like. I still think he is an incredibly awesome player, and I'm glad that we have him, and I want him to keep playing well. But if he keeps missing 30 to 40 games a season because he's being injured, then I have to very carefully consider that in my roster calculus. Because one of the things that bit us in the butt, especially in the White Sox series, but also a little bit in this one, is overpaying players before they'd proven to be reliable options. Danny Roque is a not unreasonable upgrade target, although I want to see him give me a third season. I think one thing you have to always consider is you want to see 3 seasons of a player before you start investing significant resources into them. I think that's a reasonable decision to make. Carlos Martinez could be extended. I have 3 full seasons, more or less, but only one of them has been exceptional. And I kind of want to let him cook a little bit more. I want to let him show me what he can do before I commit to him long term. Nick Aronson has been really, really good. He's been a great pitcher for us, and I like having him. I don't know that I can afford to pay a second reliever that much money, but it's a possibility, right? Ryan Russell or Gary Cruz, or even possibly both, probably go. Maybe Todd May is fine. I'd love a new outfielder. I think replacing Todd May is kind of our next upgrade area. The problem is most of my great outfielders are... Their top end isn't that great. I mean, yes, we have like guys like Javier Calderon, who's quite good. I like him a lot, but he's also very far away from the major leagues. Very, very far away. We could give him high A. I think that's fine. I think we give him a 1 promotion to get him closer to the majors, I suspect. Carino's fine. But he's got this high position ready to change. He's very smart about where he positions himself, but he makes a lot of errors. His range is okay, but I wouldn't trust him anywhere but a corner outfield spot. But he does have a lot of speed, so I think he's got... This is a big year for Carino. If he can have himself a good season, maybe he'll get some attention. Remember when it's like, holy shit, Steve Bowman's going to solve my problems? I don't know problems he's ever meant to solve. He's fine. But Travis Cooper is just better. We're running a bit of a risk this season. We're only playing with 4 outfielders. Most so I could carry Gabe Lopez a bit longer because I think he is a pretty solid backup infielder. This is probably not long-term sustainable. This actually begs the question, do we even keep Jason Ripley? Yes, because Gabe Lopez is kind of a dumpster fire. I should probably just return Gabe Lopez and then call up Carino, shouldn't I? I don't like having only 4 outfielders. I mean, admittedly, Cody Kessner is pretty decent, so maybe it'll work out for us. Maybe I should just play some games and then let the game tell me. That's what we'll do. I've been playing XCOM, the Bureau Declassified. I love XCOM, the newer XCOM games, XCOM 2, all the DLC. Chimera Squad is also quite good. But I really am liking the cover shooter part of it. That's very fun. It's very different from Classic X. Speaking of Classic, it's Bobby Rivera being injured again. Um, I want to bring up someone that could theoretically start under the right circumstances, so I think that probably means John Kaiser or Andy Sanchez. I like Sanchez marginally better just because he's more ready, and we won't be as badly hurt if he does spend significant time in the majors. Whereas I want Kaiser to pitch every day and be his best version of himself, so I think we'll promote Andy Sanchez. He'll be my new emergency starter. But yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying the cover shooter aspect of it. It's a nice change of pace in the more turn-based traditions of base level XCOM. I played a lot of other XCOM type games. I haven't really found one that I really enjoyed. Danny Roquet's missing the season. That's unfortunate. Okay, this now changes the equation enough that we probably consider Kaiser to be our fifth starter. It could be Arguello, but I really want him to get the high level experience that Kaiser already has. Like Kaiser has pitched in AAA for a bit, so I think we probably go ahead and call him up now. This is risky. I'd rather have Roque than Kaiser, but this is acceptable. You may ask yourself, why am I not starting Sanchez? It's because I only wanted Kaiser to stay in the minors because I didn't think he'd get as much work. But if he is starting every fifth day, then we really want Kaiser to be getting those reps. And we want Andy Sanchez, who has a much lower ceiling, to be the guy that's picking up the junk innings. Yes. I need crazy player development. You're getting better, Hutnick, but you're still not quite major league ready. Blake Long has just taken a pretty big leap in his development, which is very exciting. He's now on my radar, where he probably wasn't before, which is good news. But yeah. But anyways, I've played a lot of the other XCOM-like games. I haven't really found one that I've really enjoyed. What is it called? Phoenix Point is good. I like it a lot, but it's not... It just, whatever, it hasn't grabbed me. It hasn't grabbed my attention to the point where I'm like, yeah, I can really dig into this one. I put in quite a few hours into it. I like Phantom Doctrine a fair bit, but I think it's too punishing. It's too difficult to be consistently productive in that game, in my opinion. It's why I don't like BattleTech either, because one shot just wrecks so much of your hard work in developing a character that I find those games kind of frustrating. But I do try them, and there are other games I've actually liked more. Dorian Witt is not getting cut. That's redonkulous. Let's find some noob in AA and cut them instead. No one here is sufficiently noobish. I guess let's send him up to AAA then, maybe. He's 23. He can probably handle it. Number one on my list is Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is the closest thing I've ever found to an XCOM type game, turn-based strategy that I've really, really enjoyed. Invisible Ink is also excellent. If you've never played Invisible Ink, it's a purely stealth-based turn-based strategy game that I like quite a lot. I played it on the channel at least once before, but it's fun. But there's other games I haven't played yet. I backed... What the fuck is it called now? Is it called Cyber Knights? Is that the name they settled on? So the people that did Star Traders, which I also like very much, did a new game called Cyber Knights Flashpoint. I've never played it, but I did back it on Kickstarter. I'm excited to see how it turns out. All right, let's get some other people promoted. I need another catcher, so let's give Justin Conover. I want to get some rookies promoted so we can get them some experience. I mean, Jason Nish is 19, but he's already fairly established. I think promoting him isn't an unreasonable decision. I think Mark Monroe can possibly handle the environment of low A. And then just to fill out the low-level rosters, we're going to drop those guys in. I need to promote one more person from AA. And I do want more experience among my outfielders, so let me promote Ruben Garcia. And let's let him get some experience. I have too many outfielders, but that's okay. But anyways, yeah, so I love the format of XCOM games quite a lot. I just haven't really found a game that really scratches that itch for me in the same way. Oh lord, a lot of people gotta go. Okay. Dave Wheeler is reasonably good. Let's promote him, actually. Alright, back to baseball. Jesus Rosas, Capucher's good. Where's Jesus Rosas? He's pretty shit. Punted. Banuelos, I'm just gonna promote out of, like, he's pretty good type stuff. Who else has to go? Who else is experienced requirements? Mike Hess. Mike Hess is nothing special. We can say goodbye to him and not lose too much concern there. Ken Richards and Jay Rowetter. Jay the Bedwetter. Ken Richards is worth keeping. Rowetter, not so much. I 100% guarantee you somebody at some point has called him Bedwetter as his last name. I guarantee you it's happened. I feel bad for him, but, you know, his parents would have chosen better last names. Yeah. You can change your name whenever you want. That's always an option available to you as a human being. You just go to a court, slap your signature on a couple documents, bing, bang, boom, out the door. Bob's your uncle. Jamie Hughes, we can't keep him anymore. I'm literally devastated, but honestly not. Let's get some promotions done now. That means Willie Sanchez. That means Jairo Flores, I suppose. Is the DSL team literally nothing but pitchers? Oh no, it's sorted by potential. I see. Castellanos can be promoted. Roca can be promoted. Judd Polson had an amazing rookie season. I think a promotion is a worthwhile reward for that. We can have Fernando Valdez. We can bring back Fernando Mania, I guess. David Hunt can be promoted. Ryan Ferguson. Turd Ferguson, as his friends call him. And Danny Evans. There you go. Rookie leagues are sorted. I could promote one more person to double A, but the person I'm most likely to promote is going to be Conover. Actually, I could promote Nick Garza. That's reasonable. You can do that. I have no outfielders in A-ball. It's like 1,000 relief pitchers and nothing else. That's funny. That's quite humorous. I think Gabriel Guerra has wasted away long enough in A-ball that he can be promoted. So we can say, blah, 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 blah. I meant sending him to high A. He got all excited. He's like, finally, I'm in double A. Like, literally, as he's, like, getting on the airplane to go to Hartford, Connecticut, he's like, you're going to Washington instead. He's like, son of a bitch. But yeah, if you have a great turn-based strategy game that you really, really enjoy, that's like of the XCOM type, feel free to drop that in the comments. Hard West is really good. I like the card system. I think it makes it a little bit more fun, which is pretty exciting. That's pretty good stuff too. I haven't played the new Wild West. I own it. I've just never sat down and played it because I probably have too many video games. Not even counting the stuff on my PlayStation 5 I haven't finished. I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed Shadows yet. So it really is the law of the universe. You either have money to buy games or time to play them, but never both at the same time. Tom Remy's getting better. Awesome. Shijin Kai or Shilin Kai is getting better. Arguello's getting better. Oof. So we're off to a kind of a cold start. Let's do a little bit of time and try to focus on this. Oh, Jim Sellers just got recognized as one of the best players in the National League. You love to see it. Anything crazy happening here? Travis Cooper got 5 hits in a game. Nice. You love to see it. All right. So let's wrap, gentlemen. Let's talk about where we are and what's going on here. Our pitching has been awful. That's what's happening here. I see. So nobody has more than 8 starts, so I think we can't get too reactionary. But this is definitely a concern to me. It's definitely a concern that Will Levy's and losing stamina. It's a concern to me that Ruben Santa Cruz is getting his brains hammered. Um, like this all strikes me as early season jitters. Like 438 on BABIP is redonkulous. That's not him. So I think we just kind of roll with the punches for the moment and let the pitching sort itself out. Bullpen isn't actually that bad. I know their ERA looks really bad, but they're actually pitching fairly well. Mr. Begin here is pitching pretty well. I wish he didn't give up so many home runs, but this just seems like it's too early in the season for me to overreact to anybody right now. I mean, John Kysor is 24. That he struggles a bit in the majors is, oh, Jesus Christ. I saw this. He's got 3 home runs per 9. This guy's just serving up gopher ball after gopher ball. I'm going to let him pitch for another month, but I think we may send him down sooner than that. Is Bob Long walking too many people? He is, but he's also giving up home runs. I see. Well, Barry Keller's doing okay. Like, the obvious answer is promoting Arguello, but I just feel like I don't want to wreck his confidence. He is only 22, so I think letting him get... Let's get him one more month of seasoning, and if he's still pitching as well as he is right now, then we'll promote him. That's where I'm at right now. Jim Sellers looks really good, though. Like, our offense is actually pretty damn solid. Yasukawa's off to not a cold start, but at least a tepid start. This is obviously, we expect more from him, but this is still pretty good. Jim Sellers is thriving, which is great to see. Really, only Todd May and to a lesser extent Bryant Milam are off to a bad start, but even Milam is fine. Todd May is really struggling, which is a bummer. We're going to go ahead and roll for another month and just let things settle down a bit before we start making decisions. Always a good strategy. I know that we're in last place, but there's still plenty of time. Mike Blair and Quinn Oren. We can promote him, I guess. I don't mind. Quinn Orwin? Orwan? Sure. Midman's gonna miss a week. That's fine. I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Like, right now our problem is that our pitching is getting torn apart, so we're not able to score consistently. Which is obviously a big bummer. We're doing a little bit better. I didn't really want the Rockies to bottom out, and they're not. Like, I know 7 games under 500 seems really bad, but they're only 11 games out of first, and it's still very early in the season, so there's a lot of possibilities here to see people get better. Cody Kessner's getting better. That's pretty good. Jeff Carr is improving. That's essential news. Blake Long is getting even better. So nice improvements here. We just don't have anybody that's really major league ready, except for possibly Arguello. Except for possibly him. All this is fine. What are we looking at here? We now have enough meaningful information that I want to move people around. Okay. Jim Sellers is really good. Jim Sellers should not be... Milam should be demoted in this order immediately. And we're going to put Sellers up there instead. He's going to be hitting cleanup. Tanaka is playing quite well. Cooper is playing very, very well, admittedly. Todd May is getting better. Yasukawa is still struggling a little bit, which makes me a bit sad, but it's fine. Yeah. Maybe Milam does have to go. Maybe he's reached the end of his proverbial rope. Danny Gonzalez, are you playing well yet? You are playing very poorly. But you're also barely playing at all. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to increase your starting to every 4 games. I want you to play more regularly so I get a true sense of what your talent level looks like. Rodarte is not playing well enough. He just isn't. Um, he should have a lot more power than he does. He's just not tapping into it. Um, he's doing fine. He's not playing poorly. I don't feel obligated to replace him right this second, but Todd May might get replaced. Maybe. I don't want to overcommit to Todd May. And I think there are interesting enough players in the minors that it's worth considering promoting, like Fernando Carino or even Jeff Carr. I do like Jeff Carr a bit, but hmm. I mean, Cody Kessler is better than Todd May, I suppose. I could just give him a shot at it. I want to change things up. He's already started like 25 games, and he's whatever. Todd May is playing poorly enough that I think just swapping him out for Kessner is something I'm going to consider very heavily. And then the question goes, what do I do with Todd May? And the answer is, I don't know yet. Probably something. Oh, Kessner needs to be in right field. And then May can back him up. There we go. So we'll give Kessner a 1 month audition to let him get some experience, but then we'll probably end up replacing him as well. Todd May probably just needs to go at this point, but he does have enough interesting bat speed that I want to keep him on the roster. Okay. I think we're being hurt by not having a fifth outfielder. I think we're reaching the point in the system where I think we're not benefiting enough from having him on the roster. The name Rodarte only plays first and second, so it's not like we're gaining anything from replacing him. So genuine infielders are Mittman, Tanaka, Sellers, Yasukawa, excuse me, Ripley, and Lopez. And I don't want to overtax Ripley, who isn't handling his assignments that well anyway. Do I bring Demers back? I possibly consider bringing Demers back. Yeah, Ripley has, and he's only had 109 at bats, 122 plate appearances. Maybe we need to keep him around for a little bit longer. But it's all looking good, guys. And I did want to improve my bench this year, didn't I? Let me swap out Ripley for Demers. I know Demers isn't as good at third base, but he's much better than Ripley is at second and short. I'm not playing May that frequently at all. And I am going to let Danny Gonzalez play it once every 4 games. That's my take on things there. If tired. I'm doing this because I want Kessner to get the experience, not because I necessarily think he's better than May. But because I do think it's important for him to get more. Oh, I did want to look at pitching, didn't I? Because despite what it looks like, the lineup's actually doing pretty good. The lineup is currently the 4th best in the league in scoring runs. The home runs being low is wild to me, but okay, the bullpen's doing a job. It's the starters that have been struggling, and they're all struggling across the board. So I don't think one swap is going to make a significant difference. This is like fire. Oh, it looks like we're struggling really badly defensively. Interesting. Let's investigate that. What's the problem defensively? Jim Sellers isn't great. Milam is struggling. Yasukawa is great. Tanaka is exceptional. Cooper Martinez is doing well. I think it's mostly Todd May. And that, I think we just trade Todd May at this point. I think we've already seen what he can bring to the table, and it's not good enough. So let's offer him to somebody else for a tasty prospect of some description. And I'll use the opportunity to get a drink of water. I'm not. Oh, I did open this bottle. Okay, great. Ah, the people don't love them some Todd May. They're like, who's that guy? We don't give a shit. I think because of nothing left to learn about Todd May, I think we go ahead and we waive him. And we, if somebody claims him, they claim him. That's fine, but I think they probably won't. And then we're going to go ahead and promote. Is it Jeff Carr time? I think it might be Jeff Carr time. Yeah, that's sensible. We'll promote Jeff Carr. And then let me redo the depth chart here because I want Carr to get some playing experience here. This is fine. I do want 4 games for Gonzalez. I want Gonzalez playing regularly enough that I get a chance to properly see what he can handle. And I like the idea of Carr giving Cooper breaks in center. Even though Carr's not that great in center, I think he's good enough for the occasional start. All right. Is it Arguello time? Maybe? Here's the problem, though. Of my 5 starters, exactly one of them isn't pitching well, which is Will Levy. They all kind of suck equally, and because they all suck, I don't really... okay. You guys are getting fipped pretty hard. So the problem is the defense. Well, Barry Keller, not so much. Barry Keller's just a bad pitcher. Oblong is also struggling. He's not as bad, but... Okay, so Ruben Santa Cruz is a lot better than he looks. The other 3 are about where you'd expect them to be. Do we throw Arguello into the pressure cooker? We don't have 100 innings yet on any of our players, so I think that tells me no. It seems dubious. Feels very dubious to promote a starter in a position where he's not going to be able to succeed. Okay, Norinaga Saito wants to get promoted, sure. Mike Rivera wants promoted, okay. Carlos Jimenez, fine. Okay. And then what are we looking at if we do this again? Zulaidi Maramake. I can promote him, I guess. That's reasonable. That's acceptable. Jose Reyes isn't eligible for league. He's actually quite good, so I'd like to promote him. I'm gonna... oh, you can't even go to the A ball. You have to go to high A. Fine. Maramake just sucks. We'll just cut him. I do want to get some promotions from Double A. That's true. Ryan Birch gets promoted. Phil Harbor gets promoted. Steve McDowell gets promoted. Roberto Fausto gets promoted, I think. You need a catcher, so let's promote Jeff Jiglinski. Then you get Justin Conover promoted. Then you're going to get David Hunt. All right. I don't really want to call more right fielders. I need more pitching, I think. Are there any pitchers here that look pretty good? Brian Casey can get promoted. Blake Long has really taken big strides. I think he's earned a... we're already full. AAA. Okay. Any AA promotions I want to make? Guerra and Wheeler. Sure. Okay, fine. Let's do some stat-based promotion. I haven't done this in a while. Who's, like, killing it? Will Mayer is definitely killing it. As is Drew Bozarth. What a real Bozarth. Joseph Capuch looks I was going to call him fantastic and then incredible, so I guess I'll call him fan-incredible. And Frank McDaniel's also having a really great season. So we can definitely consider promoting him in the future. I should be doing this more than I have been. That's the best way to make promotions, is based on players that are performing quite well. All right. How's David Bennett doing? He's doing pretty great. I want to be semi-aggressive with him, but not ultra-aggressive, and I don't think promoting him to high A is ultra-aggressive. I think it's merely the right level of aggressive. Yeah. Antonio Saenz wants to be promoted. I'm probably fine with that, but let's let him cook a bit more. He's really only a first baseman, so I don't want to get too excited about him. Even is Probst? Oh, this is the guy that I traded to Houston, isn't it? Am I getting flagged about this? Oh, it must be happening against me. Yeah, because the Isotopes are my team. I knew that. I knew that. Alright. Nobody wanted Todd May as expected. Let's send him to AAA, I guess. He can join the Legion of Shitty Outfielders. Probably Parker Pico can disappear. The dude's 31, so I don't think we're hurt that badly to get under the roster limit. This might just be the one season where we kind of let things vibe, and that's okay with me. Should be very good with my performance. I've been pretty amazing. I think we're going to go and just extend all the coaches. I think the coaches are, for the most part, done quite well. Oh, it's Ryan Hernandez. You've been an excellent pitching coach. We would definitely want to keep you around. How's our vibes? The vibes are content, but Aaron Isabella isn't exactly the problem. Yeah, the problem is Anthony Dicio. I guess that's how you'd say his name. He's not so good at the chemistry stuff, so we'll promote him or we'll give him a new contract. 100%. I don't want to send him to. Yes, I do want to send him next month anyway. Okay, Tim Collins is like, you suck a bit more than I thought. That's reasonable. That's a reasonable take. I need Rodarte to find the missing gear. That's what needs to happen for this team to start being, like, genuinely incredible. If this is all Rodarte has to offer us, then I overinvested in him in so many different ways that I find it really disappointing. Okay. I don't really care, but fine. I wonder how Ida's doing. Ida. Watch it, he's like ultra healthy now and is like vaporizing. He's good. I mean, he might play a full season, which is pretty exciting, but he's not as good as he was with me, so fuck the Rangers, I feel, is the correct response here. I'm not worried about our lineup. I'm worried about our pitching staff. I'm very worried about our pitching. And I think it'll get better with just the improved defense of swapping out Todd May. But it is a consideration. Bob Long is getting better. That's pretty fun. Dorian Waite is getting better. Alex Rodarte is improving his overall rating, even as his potential power drops. Mike Mullett probably needs to be given Major League playing time as soon as next season, I think. You don't want to leave him cooking in the oven for too long, it'll spoil it. This is all fine. Best batter is Miguel Archuleta. Man, I think of all the players that I let go, I think Archuleta probably hurts the most. I think Danny Roque has been pretty good, so I suppose we kind of came out ahead. Sort of. But I do wish we saw Archuleta. Archuleta would be very tasty in this current lineup. Oh well. He actually hasn't been that great, though. Strikeouts are a big time problem. Hmm. Who has been my biggest miss? Let's take a look at that. Nature options. Nope. History. GM transactions history. Decision history is the one that I wanted here. Really? Oh, Matt Barr turned into quite an excellent pitcher. That I did not anticipate, so good on you guys. Ryan Ritter I kind of knew was going to be decent at one point. But this is not bad. This is obviously the big one. James Quinn Irons is a waste of time. I should never have acquired him. Most of my big moves are from draft picks, which I think is not unsurprising. Colin Ritchie was really good. Nobody has actually signed him yet. I can bring you back home for a low price. On 220 grand, that's fine. I can bring you back. Like, you're not going to be getting regular playing time for us, I don't think, but I can at least have you in my minor league system. You can help teach the youngsters how to baseball better, I guess. Do I care that he's ready to come back? I mean, he's trying, right? Is Andy Sanchez done anything good? Andy Sanchez has been mediocre enough. Wait a minute. There we go. Yeah, I think Andy Sanchez has probably played himself out of a spot for now. And I think letting Bobby Rivera actually get to do the job he was meant to do is probably fine. Probably. Daniel Olson is really struggling this year. Are you overexposed? Is your problem that you can't handle right-handed pitching? Alright, this is not terrible. Like, he hasn't been a bad pitcher. He's just walking too many people. What if I look at your splits against righties? Righties are kind of eating you alive. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to protect you a bit. Because I've got several other really good relievers, I think making you do a lefty killer first and foremost, and making you the middle reliever secondarily is better. I guess a better use of your talents, for sure. Let's use Tom Remy more often than Gary Cruz. Tom Remy's not giving us 2 consecutive excellent seasons. Let me just go ahead and make Tom Remy a setup guy. This man has pitched 74 innings this season. Oh, he's also had 1 start. He's been really good, actually. Tom Remy's been a really nice addition to this club. I kind of dig it. Gary Cruz might be on the way out, actually. This might be a season to replace our pitching coach. Potentially. Colin Ritchie has indeed signed with us. Amazing. You can be a yard goat. Oh, he's actually chewing on a bat. I always thought that was a carrot. That's a pretty great little image there. We're only a few games under 500, right? It's like we're the worst team in the league or anything, and I think because we're such a young team now that letting people do the things is pretty good. How many All-Stars do we have? I predict we probably have Carlos Martinez, Will Levy, and maybe one other. Oh, John Beguin, yeah, and Tom Remy both made it, as did Carlos Martinez. That's all reasonable. Oh, and Yasukawa made it too. Brilliant. I am very happy, by the way, at Yasukawa's ability to take to playing shortstop. His defense is actually quite good. It's not outstanding, but it's quite good. And the fact that he hasn't lost a step playing shortstop instead of second base is really good. I'm reasonably happy with this team. Reasonably happy. It could be better, obviously, but I'm still pretty happy about it. Naofumi Tanaka probably needs to get moved up the lineup a bit. I'm going to swap you and Rodarte. Let's see if letting Rodarte lower in the lineup makes a difference. Like, struggling to double-digit home runs is not what you should be doing right now, Mr. Rodarte. I feel very strongly about that. That is not an acceptable feat for you. You're basically Todd May, but you can't play defense. Do we try Steve McDowell? Do we try to get the team a spark this way? Adding just a big old thumper and letting him thump some balls? Maybe. Maybe it's Kurt Norton. That's probably not Kurt Norton. It could be Shinji Matsumoto. That's a possibility. I feel like something has to change. But I think if I do, the problem is I can't get rid of Rodarte. If I want to get rid of him, I have to trade him or I have to get him through waivers. And so for that reason, I don't think there's a ton of value in it. I could say goodbye to Gabe Lopez and then call up like Kurt Norton. Maybe. I feel like Steve McDowell needs to be on this team in some capacity, but I don't have a person that I'm willing to sacrifice for it, except for maybe Gabe Lopez. Even then, I think Gabe Lopez is probably decent. I really want Lopez to play the season, and then I send him to AAA, and then we see if he develops with more attention in the minor leagues. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for here. How's Jeff Carr done? Jeff Carr is killing it. So much so that I think I swap him for Kessner. I think it's Kessner's time to go back to the bench. 200 at-bats of subpar play is not good enough for a starting player. So, Mr. Carr, welcome to the big leagues as your everyday right fielder. Don't be stupid, game. Danny Gonzalez is still barely playing, which I find really frustrating. The thing is, I can't sit there and tell you for sure that obviously the solution is just to force Danny Gonzalez to start. But he's not really doing a lot with the opportunities he's being given, so I need him to stop doing that. I need a great bench bat more than I need just about anything else. You know what, Lopez? I give up. I just think a really top-tier bench bat like Steve McDowell is something that would really help the team out. I can also let you play against left-handed pitching or right-handed pitching and let you get some reps that way. And I want to see if you can add anything to this club. So we're going to go ahead and swap you for Rodarte against left-handed pitching for now. Right-handed pitching, excuse me. And just let you cook. Yeah, and then I'm going to let you back up as the DH when Rodarte is starting. I think this is fine. I want to do something to give our team a spark, and right now Rodarte isn't doing it. If he could play second base and give me this, I would be acceptable of it. But I really think he needs to be a lot better than he looks. He does struggle a little bit against right-handed pitching, so maybe making him a platoon guy, at least getting him some more confidence, will be beneficial. I don't know. And this could be a train wreck too, right? Like, he's very obviously, I either hit home runs or I hit nothing. But right now, Rodarte is, I hit nothing or I hit nothing. There's a guy that just has 67 home runs in the minors 2 seasons ago, so we're going to try it out. And if he struggles, then we've just learned more information, so that's acceptable. All right. I've got lots of money, so if I can get a great player, it's almost invariably worth it. Jim Church is really, really good, but for a first overall draft pick, or a first draft pick, this is very concerning to me. Very, very concerning. So I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think it's very smart to give this kind of player a first round draft pick when I could get somebody a bit more sensible, a bit more high profile. Let's talk to Ian Mims. Not a catcher, Meh, I don't think so. I've got too many hitters with this profile. I strike out every at bat, but I home run every other at bat. And there's nothing wrong with that profile, but it's when I don't really want to invest a first round pick in. I'd rather get somebody more consistent. Eric Castile. He's the same kind of guy because he's really, really good at his batting eye, which is nice. It's not a bad thing. What's Dan Sponseller's gig? He's also God. Can my scouting director not obsess so much about people that strike out but hit lots of home runs? Is that a thing we could ask for? What does Jaden Hagwood steal? Jaden Hagwood is actually quite good. I think he's the guy that I'm going to draft. I know he doesn't have the raw upside of, oh, he's from Perry, Ohio. I went to school in Perry, Ohio. That's where my grandmother lived. That's fun. But yes, I think he's the right choice. I think Mr. Hagwood here is a little bit more polished than Church, but still has plenty of upside. So I think this is a good idea. We'll do that. All right. Dan Sponseller is interesting enough that I'm willing to give him a shot in the second round. There's also Nick Massengill. Actually, I do like Massengill a fair bit. He's not a great infielder, but he's an okay outfielder, and he's got the profile to also play the infield too. I think Mr. Massengill here is a reasonable choice. You really want me to take... Well, you actually want me to take him. Perfect. Let's do it. Alright, you really want to take Sponseller? I will take Sponseller at this point. He's fallen far enough that I think he's a useful player to take. Let me shortlist y'all real quick. A really good starting pitcher could be a nice addition as well. J.J. Callahan is not that, though his control is terrible. Maybe when we're doing this, maybe if you have your own experiences in the game, you can tell me in the comments that you're like, oh, I have people with low control all the time and it works out great. I don't think it does work out great, though. I think this is a terrible type of... Even in the fourth round, this is a bad risk to take. When I could get somebody that's much more polished and much more reliable. Rory Schweitzer is the kind of guy I'd be interested in if he played any position besides shortstop and actually played it well. But I don't think this is the kind of guy that I'm interested in. Mackay Shearer. Meh. Jason Ash is an okay second base, third base, and that is a position that I do need some more depth at. I think he's the kind of guy I could get excited about. Is Mr. Nash. Let's take Jason Nash. That seems fine. That seems like an okay choice. Let me make him a draft pick. It's now the fifth round. Honestly, I'm going to let him slide one more round. I think there's a very realistic chance that he slips into the sixth round, which means I can get him for free. We like Will Meyer, do we? Will Meyer is just an all-around good outfielder, and I can always use more of those. So I think we're going to agree with our erstwhile scout here. Grab him up. Yep, I thought it would happen. Welcome aboard, J.J. Callahan. I thought no one else was going to take a risk on him, so it was a very smart decision to let him slip as long as he did. Alright. What is Ethan Graves' deal? Ethan Graves is an excellent reliever that can't throw strikes consistently. Well, fine. What about Sean Zelaya here? I like him quite a bit, actually. He's not a great fielder by any stretch of the imagination, but his bat is very, very polished. I think he's a great choice. We're going to take Mr. Zelaya here. Dunzo. For zero money, Ethan Gray's is increasingly becoming worth it to me. Let's take a look at the defensive capabilities of the players remaining in the draft. Bill Gaston. Yes, this is the kind of guy that we draft. Good offensive profile, third base, shortstop. Actually, a better third baseman because of his incredible arm strength, but yes, 1,000 times yes. Welcome to the club. These are great defenders. Zachary Dufresne is just a defender. Okay. Well, knowing this now is fun. Jose Morales is not worth it to me. Let me get back to the draft home, and let's see. I'd like me to take Luis Mile. Sure, he's okay. I'll take him. Then we're going to do some trait drafting. Let's try to get these guys that have the traits that nobody else has. Give me, you miscreant, Babbitt. I like Joe Black a lot. I like him very, very much. But maybe we take Kevin Averbach instead. He is very solid all around, so I think Mr. Averbach is very good. Let's draft him. Dunzo. I'm going to take a risk on Joe Black, but not at this point in the draft. I think we wait. Who do we have that's got a really great batting eye? Let's select Nick Savage. I like him quite a bit. Good all-around player, pretty smart. Decent third base chops. Like, I don't think he's permanently a fixture there, but I think he's okay. Let's grab him up. I also never pay attention to this, which I probably should. I need a lot of outfielders. Evidently. Maybe. Jeremy Glenn is one of the outfielders of all time. It's true. You're a very weird player, Jeremy. Very, very weird. Your only skill is being able to draw walks, but you're really fucking good at it. I mean, just because you're such a weird player, I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into seeing what would happen if we acquired him. Let's look at pitchers now. We've gone a little too heavy on pitchers. Let's get too heavy on hitters. All right, give me stuff. Dusty Bazel. I like it. Good pitcher. Not a great pitcher, but a good pitcher. And with a little bit of hard work, he could become a very, very good one. Where's Dusty? Here he is. Welcome aboard, Dustiferous. I'm assuming that's his first name. He just likes to shorten it, which I would too. This is the kind of part of the draft where I'm very willing to take a risk. And that risk is that this guy develops a little bit more control. If he does, great. If he doesn't, also fine. Who's got good control? Oh, Duncan Cochran is pretty good. I mean, genuinely speaking, Robbie Shumaki is better, but that's mostly because he's a soft tosser, which helps him out. Duncan Cochran's got a little bit more upside than that. We'll take Mr. Cochran here. Actually, Rafael Diaz is even better. Let's take Rafael here. This is actually a pretty solid reliever. And I'm into that. I'm into getting quality relief pitchers. Always makes me happy. Alright, let's go back to the scouting, the scout view, and let's let our scouting director make some suggestions for us. You want me to take a Joe Caldwell? I mean, he is your favorite type of player, so sure. Bobby White is fine. He's obviously extremely risky, but he's got enough skill that I think he could have a chance to pitch innings for us. So, Bobby White, welcome aboard. No Longwood University for you, I guess. You want Justin Major? Justin Major is somebody I would be happy to have. He's not great. He's probably never going to see a day in the major leagues. But what he does do is provide veteran leadership. Actually, I guess he's a terrible leader too. But he does have good defense, which I value, and he doesn't strike out much. So I guess for an 18th round draft pick, we can't get too picky. You know? Mickey Bean or Jesus Benitez could be acquired if I chose to do so. I elect not to. Angel Gomez is a reasonably good left fielder. Maybe. It's free money at this point, basically. Like, we're not picking the players that are going to be, like, multi-time All-Stars. We're just picking players that have the chance to be somewhat successful. Draft over. Great job, team. We got to give that one guy 600 grand, right? Oh, 700 grand, excuse me. I had $26 million in my bank account, so I'm happy to hand you a very small percentage of that amount. I guess here's the ultimate question at this point, right? How do we get a package of prospects to keep this signal going here? Edgar Lycano is fine. Kareem Dunston is pretty bad. Steve Wierzbicki is okay. The thing is, actually likes Shinji Matsumoto quite a bit, so I don't think this works for me. I don't think it works for me. I'd much rather see a better return than that, I guess. I think we're bad this year because we don't have an outstanding shortstop. We've got a very good one, but we don't have an outstanding one. And I think the fact that Jim Sellers is also kind of a bad third baseman too is causing us some consternation. He's actually been a good hitter this season. He's actually provided us with quite a bit of offense, but he isn't a very good third baseman. He's had a bunch of errors. And the problem is pitching, right? That's why we're struggling so badly. Our starters are just getting their brains hammered in. The offense is mostly fine. Steve McDowell has not proven to be the shot in the arm I hoped he would be. Although Travis Cooper should have been hitting a lot higher than he has been for quite a while now. Same with Jeff Carr, who's also taken to things quite well. Steve McDowell. Steve's had the power, at least. At least he's got the isolated power we expected of him. But yeah, Rodarte being so bad has kind of given us some issues here. Yeah. What is worth trading at this point? What could we trade to get a nice return on? Do we trade Milam? I think it's going to tank our popularity, but we're going to lose him anyway. If not this season, the next season, at the end of next season. And it gives me a chance to just let Denny Gonzalez start. And maybe he's always going to suck and I'm wasting my time, but I've got enough interesting young catchers in the league that I kind of want to give one of them a shot too. Like Eric Griffin, I think, could be a very good catcher. So I think trading Milam is something I'm into if somebody wants to give me a prospect package for him. I'd like a green guy in return if I could get it. This one is a possibility, maybe. I'm actually getting some really decent offers here. Oh, I'm getting offered a blue guy. Andrew Roberts is fine. I think it's the kind of pitcher that could probably do quite well in Colorado, but Jason O'Brien here seems like a pretty terrible second pick. I wonder if I could get you to add somebody else in here. What if I go for the gusto and I ask for Alejandro Grullon? Okay. Well, it was worth a shot, right? Mike Shipwash may have a great name, but I don't think he's a great... Even he's a pretty good pitcher. He's pretty decent. Jake Parker. Jake Parker's actually quite a good third baseman. Can I get Jake Parker, or is that too much to ask? Okay, Jake Parker is a bridge too far for you. Okay, fine. Travis Kelly is a bit shit. I mean, he's a good defender. I guess I'll give him that much. Was actually played for the majors, so never mind. You cannot be my player. Noe Luna's okay. Can I get Luna? No, Luna is too much for you. Okay, fine. You're making me very sad, game, that you're not giving me any additional players. Juan Alvarado is okay. Can I get him? No, that's too much. This guy has a very particular value in mind. Chris Peterson is actually quite decent. Can I get Chris Peterson? Yes, I can get Chris Peterson. Okay, great. Love that for us. Can I get a fourth player? Dare I be so bold to ask for an Antonio Enriquez? Actually, Antonio Enriquez is kind of shit. Shit is unfair to him. He's actually not that terrible, but he's also not that good either. Joe Lacey is fine. Chiame Sorensen is very good defensively, but he's also got all the red traits you've ever seen in history. Chris Smith is okay. Can I get Chris Smith? Yes. Okay, great. James Barons is not interesting in the slightest. Jose Escoto, I actually do like. Can I get Jose here? Not quite. Feeling that's too much. What if I drop Chris Smith? Okay, I'd rather have Chris Smith than adding on somebody. Edgar here is actually a pretty okay utility guy. I think I just pulled the trigger now. We're getting 4 players from Milan. It's going to make the fans grouchy, but I think they'll get over it. Actually, they don't care that much. Brilliant. Alright, so our new catcher is going to be Eric Griffin, I think. It could also be Joel Ware here. Joel Ware's not that good defensively, but I like his bat. It could be Chris Peterson, low-key. But it could also be Eric Griffin. What's the difference between Eric Griffin and Chris Peterson? Compare players. Okay, Peterson is the better hitter. He's also much better at base running. He's actually like a genuine threat to steal bases. Defensively, they're quite close, so I think Peterson wins the job. Peterson, you're in. Danny Gonzalez, this is your team now. Try not to fuck it up. Okay? Just don't do it. Just don't fuck it up. He's had 302 plate appearances now. Well, it's over his career, I think. I think it's looking at his career numbers. Maybe? Well, it's total chances. I gotcha. Okay. We could argue that Chris Peterson should actually be the starting catcher, but I want Danny Gonzalez to get the playing time for now. It's kind of a lost season, so if it means that Chris Peterson doesn't catch as much as he wants to, then that's whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it. Alright. What else do I want to trade? Who else here is a good trade candidate? Who do I want to extend? Probably Carlos Martinez at this point, after 2 consecutive seasons of high-level play. I think we just wait till the offseason, though. I feel like that's appropriate. Josh Campbell is somebody I don't care about. Nobody wants Todd May. Nope, somebody might want Ryan Russell, but probably not. Like, I could trade a reliever. I've got enough great relievers, and I have Mike Mullet waiting for an opportunity. I could trade Aronson. In all honesty, I think trading Aronson isn't the crazy idea I've ever had. I think he'd be very in demand if I put him on the market. I mean, Ryan Russell, I think we just say goodbye. Actually, let me trade Ryan Russell because I don't want him anyway. That can open up a spot for Mullet. Let's just see if anybody at all wants Ryan Russell. Surely somebody somewhere. You know what, Luis Cavazos? You're in. Welcome to the club. Well, you haven't played in the majors, have you? You haven't. Okay, good. Fine. And then we're going to call up the Mullet Man. We're going to let him get some experience in the major leagues now, I think. He's actually struggled in AAA, though. He's actually pitched very, very poorly. Oh, dear. He's already 23, though, so let's... fuck it, you know? Let's get you in there and make you a middle reliever. Why not? I mean, calling him a second baseman is a bit generous, but we can send him to the minors. Okay, we're just going to release Josh Campbell now. He's got nothing to offer us. So that's fine. Jim Pizzulo is somebody else I think we can safely release. His upside is only 40, so I think releasing him for a couple $100,000 is fine. I want to get down to the 30, right? I could just release Todd May. I feel like that's being short-sighted, but Steve Bowman probably isn't. Maybe just demote some people. Is anybody here like struggling really badly? I have too many catchers. You know what? Jeff, go back to AA. One more guy's got to go, huh? Probably Andy Sanchez, in point of fact. So I could just demote him. Is anybody here badly struggling in this season? Mike Mullet was, so we already got rid of him by promoting him. Brian Casey's not that great, but he's also still quite young, so is Pat Ginder. Mario Ramos isn't having a great season. Dorian Wade is struggling. Oh, I picked the wrong thing here. Double keep it on the isotopes, but I wanted to go back to the ratings here. I think Bada Carey could be somebody that people actually want to trade for, rather than just giving him up for nothing. No, nobody actually wants him. Okay. Be that way. I could just release some people from AA. That maybe makes more sense. James Curzone, get out of here. Logan, I was calling Logan Locarini. It's Logan Lucarini, and he sucks. Let's also say goodbye to... You know what? Kenny Twohey, you're gone. You may simply depart. And then I can demote somebody like a... like your mom. No, that's not what I meant to say. Let me thoroughly tell Todd May how much I disapprove of his actions by demoting him. Eat it, loser. Brian Milam definitely gets the former Rocky treatment 100%. Ryan Russell also has. That's pretty good. Let's go and start the trade deadline, and let's just see if we get any offers. See, is there anybody here worth taking? Probably not. Remember, I can't have people that have major league experience, so I should just stop looking. Franklin Diaz, huh? No, he's pitched in the majors. Never mind. I think I knew that already. I think I'm familiar with the cut of his jib. Anybody else I don't want? I mean, if I could get a package for Kurt Norton, I would probably trade him. Like, what he is he's a reasonably good pitcher that's reasonably good at hitting. And while there's nothing wrong with that, it's also not the kind of player that I feel like I should be making a spot for, right? What would people want out of Kurt Norton? Like, what sort of... let me check for prospect packages first, actually. If I can get 3 players, one of whom is green, that would make me very, very happy. Or I can get 1 player that's fucking blue. Alfonso Wallace has played in the Major Leagues, so I had to trade him immediately. Kyle Hughes isn't actually that good. That's not that exciting. You played in majors, so Chris Herbert is quite good. He's quite a good relief pitcher. Mike Richardson is also pretty good. He's actually a starter, borderline, which is something I could be interested in. This seems like something I could get behind. Kamani Lyons is actually a really nice pitcher. Jake Miller is pretty good too. And then Kevin Morris is kind of the icing on the cake. This is a really good deal. I know my assistant GM doesn't like it, but that's because he's stupid. That's why I make the big bucks and he makes the less bucks. 2 greens would have to... Oh, God. Kevin Seminara sucks. This is not a good player. He's a very, very limited player. I think I've already found the deal that I wanted to make. Where do you go? This is the deal. Complete. See you later, Kurt. I am very curious to see how he does if given a proper opportunity, but I just... This is the kind of guy that the AI goes apeshit over, but isn't actually that good. He's not actually that good. He's performed very, very well in the minor leagues, so maybe I should have just given him his chance and let him impress me, but I wanted to keep things going. I was never going to make room for him, and so I feel reasonably happy about that decision. Any other prospects I'm willing to trade to get better prospects? Not really. I've got a plethora of pretty high-quality pitchers, which is exciting. I could trade Barry Keller. I think I've seen what Barry Keller has to offer us, and what it is isn't very much. Does anybody even want Barry Keller? Because if they do, I will promote Arguello. I think that's where we are in this season. Barry Keller sucks. He's never going to be part of this team's future, and so if we can get something for him, then that's great. If we can't, I'll just waive him and promote Arguello. I think that's where we are in this season. Arguello's got nothing left to prove in AAA, so we're going to go ahead and promote him now. And we're going to give him Bob Keller's spot. Get in there, mate. Ruben Santa Cruz has given us several consecutive seasons. He needs to not have a pitch count anymore. He can just do his thing. I think I called this good. I think I called this a good deadline. I will still go through all the different deadline things if somebody makes me an offer that I can't refuse, but... Trading Kurt Norton could hurt. If we come back in 2 years and he's like the best player major... Hey, it's Ethan Salas. We could bring him back. I remember you. Or were you... No, you were in my White Sox series. That's right. You were in my White Sox series. Not in this series. But in any case, you've played in the majors, and therefore you are dead to me. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this deadline. I do think we might miss Kurt Norton, but I didn't have a ready spot for him. I mean, I guess I could have DH'd him, right? He could have played DH and then he could have pitched. Hey, it's Cam Cannarelli. He's still cooking. Well, sort of. Definitely do not regret letting go of Mr. Cannarella here. Who did I get when I traded him? I thought I got somebody pretty useful. Oh, it's literally mostly... I got literally junk. Well, nevertheless. I'm a little bit bummed out about trading Kurt Norton. Maybe I'll regret that one even more than I do right now. But I still think, well, this gets us 3 players that are all Major League ready, basically. And Kurt Norton just doesn't have an obvious spot on this team. He doesn't. Although he does have great speed, he's got a pretty accomplished bat. So I'm going to definitely follow his career with great interest. But I think trading him made sense. I think. If like 5 years from now we end up facing the Memphis in the World Series and Kurt Norton destroys us, just remind me that I said that. Hopefully we're not playing this series for another 5 years. But obviously we're not making the postseason this year. Like that ship has long set sail. Stranger things have happened, I'm sure, but I don't really feel like that's something we should be counting on, that we're going to be that kind of team this year. How far out of a playoff spot are we actually? Just out of interest. Standings. We are 5 games out of a wild card spot, which is really fascinating to me. If we did happen to get a bit of a hot streak, there's a possibility we could force our into the postseason, which would be funny, although I wouldn't necessarily expect very much out of it. I think one thing that I've kind of lost over the course of the season is that Travis Cooper can legitimately play. And so we can at least feel good about Travis Cooper, right? We've actually had some really good players performing well this season. Just maybe not as well as we would like. Like Matt Mittman should be devastating opposing pitching, and he's not doing that. Martinez is great. Yasukawa is also playing very well. So we've got great players. They're just not hitting home runs as much as you would expect. So there's really some weirdness happening this season. And maybe it's just a simple matter of, it's a down year for offense, maybe. Who knows? Barry Keller, shocking 0 people got through the waiver wire. Nobody wanted Barry Keller. They're like, fuck that guy. What time is it? It is that time. Okay. A quick programming note, and I'll mention this again on Friday. I will be out of town next week. So I'm going to record videos in advance. So that means if you happen to have some sort of amazing comment, I will probably miss it. So it is what it is. Maybe it's a little bit of a bummer. I don't know. But yeah, I got to go for work. I might also no. I'm just gonna record a couple extra videos for both Monday and Friday so that you guys don't miss any content. Yeah. This is just a lost season. And I'm not necessarily unhappy with that. Like, it's fine. Especially if we bottom out to the point where we get a really good draft pick. That would make me very happy. But I think we have to very strongly consider that Rodarte is a bust. Maybe he will just have a fantastic end of the season, and he will prove me wrong, but I don't think he will. He is getting better, I guess, but he's basically what he was last year. He is improving, right? Like his first year in the majors, he really struggled. Now he's getting marginally better, which is nice, but he's not what he needs to be. Alex Rodarte should be hitting 25 to 30 home runs a year. The fact that he's not doing that is what's really hurting his value for us. Jim Sellers is not a very good third baseman. I said 25 versus 25 double plays. Yasukawa is also not so great defensively. That's why I heard the team. But Tanaka is fantastic, which is great. And this is Travis Cooper. Cody Kessler's really good defensively when he actually goes to play. Same with Carlos Martinez. So we've got good defenders for sure. Can Yasukawa play third? Probably not. Tanaka can't play third. Okay. I don't know how to fix this team. I don't know what we could possibly do to put ourselves in a position to be substantially better next season, other than just letting Arguello be his amazing self. Oh, of course he is. Bobby Rivera, I think you're done. There's literally nothing that you can offer me on this club anymore. I think we say goodbye to you. I mean, I guess you could try Dorian Waite or Pat Ginder, more likely. Let's get Pat here. Let's get Patiferous and give him some innings toward the end of the season here. That's fine. Mike Malt's actually doing pretty well. That's pretty cool. I could also promote Dorian Waite, I suppose. Maybe. I could promote a starter like Shilin Kai or Kamani Lyons. Or David Martinez. Probably not David Martinez. Where did you come from? Oh, I traded for you. I remember that now. You're probably a little bit too good to be an A-ball. You probably need to be in like AA or AAA. Promote you AAA. Let you get some reps in with the big boys. The medium boys, one might say. David Bennett's actually pitching pretty effectively in high A. I think a late season AA promotion is fine. I think that's cool. Cool and good. Look, Alex Diaz has been an A-ball forever. It needs to be promoted to high A. Yeah. Pete Wellborn can go up to... Oh, I have two people in A-ball. That's funny. A-ball is severely overcrowded. Jairo Flores, Willie Sanchez, Mike Rivera, Kyle Long, and Carlos Jimenez. No, Joe Johnson said you guys can all be cut. You're cut too, Shushy. Any AA promotions need to happen. Anyone just obliterating it in AA. Blake Long needs to be promoted to AAA. Done. A lot of great performances in AA this season, though. Hopefully we get some people moving on or leaving entirely so that they can have a shot to play in meaningful innings. I do want to add a sixth starter, actually. I do think a sixth starter makes sense. It's not going to be Blake Long yet. It's not going to be Barry Keller either. What about Wilmer Crudile? No, that seems unsmart. We could let David Martinez be a sixth starter. Actually, we could just let well, I do need a long man out of the bullpen. It's true. I could literally just bring Barry Keller back. It would be funny. But I think I have nothing. Barry Keller has nothing to prove to me and that he sucks. So I think we're gonna go ahead and activate you and let you be the emergency starter for a while. And I'd like to bring up another player. Could bring Jason Ripley back. He's actually quite well in AAA, so I think bringing him back and letting him get the occasional rep. I mean, it's obviously way too late because there's only like 5 days left in the regular season anyway. We've been eliminated, unsurprising. Very unsurprising. I'd say 785 isn't like we're the worst team in Major League history. I mean, we obviously weren't very good this season, but he wasn't that bad either. We'll see who wins the World Series this year. As long as it's not the fucking Yankees. It'll probably be the Yankees now that I just said that, or the Dodgers again. Well, the Yankees got eliminated, so that's one good piece of news. Oh, goodness, friends. It's Nationals and Rangers. Okay. Washington Nationals won the World Series. Good for them, man. Good for them. Mike Carrick, pretty good pitcher. Pretty good. Oh, Kyle Teal retired. But this is White Sox. This is not White Sox. Oh, my pitching coach retired. So I'm definitely going to have to make some coaching decisions there. Which is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun little thing to add on there, which I quite like. Fan loyalty is now up to average. The fans actually quite like how we're doing. I mean, Page has not bottomed out. You're being ridiculous. My team trainer also retired, so this is going to be a chance to really remake my staff, which I like. I think this fucker gave me a pay cut. Because I think it was over $2 million last season. But look at my history here. Can I see my salary? Can I do that? No, I can't. Bummer. Now, this one is going to look a lot better because of Arguello being so good, but I mean, Santiago Leon has been a major league caliber starting second baseman. Eric Riddick has been a major league caliber reliever. So, this deal looks bad right now, but Arguello could very rapidly turn it around. Same with Sheila Kai. Calderon is still hanging around. Calderon is also a really good prospect. Dave Brett is retired. But Matt Cook is not retired. He could still be a thing. Edgar Jimenez has moved on, but yeah, so this is a deal that looks bad right now, but it could look much better in the future. Much better in the future. Kasim actually ended up being okay. Bummer. I love how I get double credit for Anderson for me. That's pretty funny. Will Levy, currently the only guy that's on a course to be like a Hall of Fame type guy. Probably not anytime soon, though. Anyways, we've got a lot of really good prospects, actually. We just need to start turning them into viable players. So, how did the season do? What do we like to happen? What do we not like? How do we get better for next season? It's always the consideration here. Losing Danny Roquet low-key hurt a lot. Danny Roquet had been a very consistent starting pitcher for us, and him being injured, I think, makes us look worse than we actually are. Although I can't help but notice that he has chosen to get injured, which is very rude of him. Bobby Rivera's just gonna go. I'm not keeping him anymore. I'm tired of waiting for him to one day be healthy. Our bullpen was great. Our bullpen is really, really good. We also got victimized by bad defense early in the season. I think we've somewhat turned it around, which is pretty nice. We've actually got a really good outfield now. Jeff Carr has exceeded my expectations for his first season. And I'm really excited to see what he can do next year with a full off season to unlock his true potential. Only Danny Gonzalez can really be said to be a disappointment. I just probably need to accept the fact that he's not going to be the player that I want him to be, and maybe either make him into a permanent backup or just run with the punches next season and let him figure it out, I guess. But pitching's got to get fixed. Bob Long had an okay rookie campaign, but not a great one. He gave up way too many home runs and way too many walks. We are upgrading to a new pitching coach, which I quite enjoy, so maybe a new pitching coach will get more out of him. John Kaiser was better than he looks slightly. He also had problems with home runs, but his walks are pretty reasonable. He needs to strike more people out. And then Jose Arguello, we know nothing about him yet. But I think he is going to be an important part of our future. So he's going to get every opportunity. Great season from the bullpen for the most part. Really enjoyed that. Let's look at individual players now. Who are the shining stars of the Rockies? Travis Cooper is worth 5 wins. That's pretty good. He has taken such a big leap forward. An amazing base stealer, great defender, excellent hitter. This is what you look for in a center fielder, and I'm really happy about it. Yasukawa stayed healthy and is like, I'm that awesome. Great base stealer, great defender, very good offense. Love to see it. Carlos Martinez only was a 4-win player this year. It's basically a rounding error. He drew more walks, and that he also struck out more. That's why he was a slightly worse player this year. He wasn't able to put the ball in play as frequently because he just didn't have so many opportunities. So that doesn't bother me at all. This is still an excellent, excellent player. Carlos Martinez is a very, very welcome player. Naofumi Tanaka's opening season, I think we could call it a big success. Big time power, great defense, no base stealing, but that's okay. For what Jim Sillers has just accomplished, going from A-ball to the majors, I'm reasonably happy with him. He's not a permanent solution at third base by any stretch of the imagination. I think he'd be better as a first baseman. We'll see what happens with him. Jeff Carr, we already talked about. Matt Mittman. I still want more, but this is okay. This is fine. This is an acceptable performance out of a first baseman. I just want him to be better. And he's got the talent to be better. I like that he's a low strikeout player, though. That's very encouraging to me. The bench didn't really contribute much. Alex Rodarte is very almost assuredly a bust. Very little that I'm looking at from his record this season encourages me to think that there's another gear here. I think it's just the reverse Kozic, and that he'll never play as well as his ratings say he should play. I've got, 1,000 at bat, 1,000 plate appearances, and he is not good enough. He's just not. Do I have a hitter that needs the playing time? Not really. That's a problem. I've really invested heavily in upgrading pitching, which looks like it looks like that's going to pay off quite spectacularly. But I don't have any really great hitters. If we take a look at our prospect pipeline, I bet of our top 10, at least 8 of them are pitchers. Oh, here's a hitter. Here's Andres Bueno. So that's one hitter. 2 hitters. I was exactly correct. 8 pitchers, 2 hitters. Mark Monroe could have played this season. I don't know that I wanted him to, but he could have done it. He could be a third baseman next year, I guess. He's not completely hopeless. Oh, but what is kind of hopeless right now is our offensive skill position. So this basically means we have to just hope that Rodarte figures it out. Another player, low-key, who needs some opportunities is going to be Shinjo Matsumoto, who had a fantastic season in AAA, his first one. I think he's got a lot of potential to be a useful player for us for a season or two. But the pitching can definitely be better. That's something I think we can upgrade using entirely from within because we've just got that many high-quality pitchers in the minor leagues waiting for opportunities. But I also think that the hitting, the players we've got now were great. Like Yasukawa and Martinez are both fantastic. Matt Midman is pretty good too. But in terms of top-tier players, Travis Cooper obviously was amazing, although I'd expect him to be a 5-win player. I think that's not realistic. I think 3 wins is very realistic. But I'm so jazzed. We need that one guy, that one hitter that can take over a game and really start driving home runs for us. Because one thing we're lacking, surprisingly, besides the fact we're in Colorado, is power. Steve McDowell's got power. He's got an amazing isolated slugging percentage, but he never puts the bat on the ball. If he hits it, it goes a long way. What is this? This is not quite half his hits or home runs, but it's... For it to be half his hits and home runs, you have to hit 4 more home runs, so... I mean, this is fine, I guess, but we've got to get better from internal improvement. That's how we're going to have a better season next year. Jim Sellers, I think, has room to grow. But even, like, if this is what Jim Sellers is, I'm not unhappy with it. I just wish he was slightly better. This also means Carlos Martinez has me over a barrel. I'm almost certainly going to have to pay him a lot of money. What kind of contract are you looking for? If I ask you for a long-term deal for 5 years with one team option, how does this grab you? Probably not very well. No, that's like not even a starter for you. Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured this might happen. I am not doing that. We'll talk again next season, but I'm not spending $30 million for an outfielder again, unless I'm positive he's going to be worth it. This version of Carlos Martinez, 100% worth $30 million. That's actually a bargain based on what he actually provides to the club. But if he's not this good, then he is not worth that much money. It's actually a bit of a ripoff. How did the pitching look this year? Probably not very exciting. Ruben Santa Cruz was very, very good. I know his ERA looks pretty bad. I think more than anyone else, he was probably victimized by bad defense. Also, his stamina is decreasing. This is a worrying trend where starters are losing stamina. They're probably like getting overworked, maybe. I think it's that unreasonable to expect a guy to pitch 150 innings. I really don't want Santa Cruz to become an expensive reliever, so we're going to keep making him a starter until he proves he can't do it anymore. Will Levy is making ace money to not be an ace. This keeps happening, and it distresses me greatly. I'm very distressed. Look at John Begin, especially look at Tom Remy's campaign. What a season. A guy threw 104 innings of almost immaculate bullpen work. I'm not going to get mad at Bob Long or Jose Arguello. I mean, Bob Long more so because he pitched a lot more innings, so did Kazor, but maybe a new pitching coach is what we need. Maybe a new pitching coach is going to get these youngsters to be like, holy shit, I'm actually good at pitching. We'll see, though. My friends, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. As a reminder, again, I will record next Monday's episode in advance. Please comment, by the way. I still get to see the comments when I'm on the road. And it's always a good thing to see the people engaging with the content. But don't be surprised if I don't actually make any changes for the next video. So thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you're having a lovely day. And until next time, this has been Guardian, and I bid you good day.